Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be going over some of the deepest, darkest, and craziest secrets you might not know about some of the Grand Theft Auto 5 characters. Today, we're going to be looking at some of the wives, women, and significant others of the GTA series, in particular, looking at Amanda Santa, Molly Schultz, Patricia Madraza, and Tracy Santa. So if you guys can walk away with at least one new thing you didn't know about one of these characters, or one crazy, creepy detail that you had no idea existed about them, then I will definitely consider this video a success. Also, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below if you want me to cover someone next, and I'll be sure to keep that in mind when I'm looking for other crazy secrets and whatnot. So without the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Okay, so we're going to be starting with Amanda Santa first. Now, because she is Michael's wife, one of the more main characters in the game, you probably already know a lot about her. You know that she was a stripper, possibly also a prostitute before she met Michael in North Yankton. So we know that her past kind of involves that, and that's obviously how she and Michael met, because he was looking for a stripper. He happened to be that stripper. But there's also a little bit of a good side to Amanda as well, one we don't really see a lot in the campaign, and is mentioned during a friend activity. So during this friend activity, Amanda actually tells Michael that she wishes to teach yoga and tennis to the homeless. So I don't know if that's like her being all crazy talk or whatnot, or if that's what Fabian is telling her to do, but that seems like a very charitable act to do, teach yoga and tennis to the homeless. So that could be something that is pretty cool. Obviously, they didn't touch on that much in the game, but that's a better side to Amanda that we really didn't get to see. However, with that one good side, there's also a lot of interesting bad with Amanda. One of the more interesting things in the game is, despite the fact that she uses Michael's affairs as ammunition in her arguments with her, she herself has had affairs with so many people in the game, more than just the one you think, which is Fabian. She's also had an affair with Kyle Chavis, which is the tennis coach in game, Jimmy DeSanta's third grade teacher, a juice seller, a dog walker, their gardener Carlos, a rubbish collector, Michael's proctologist, a Jesus Christ impersonator, and a homeless hippie. So those are all the people that she has had an affair with, which is absolutely insane. That is quite a bit for, like I said, someone that uses that fact to go against Michael all the time. Now, on that note, and also in-game, there's a website called hushsmush.com. Now, if the player goes onto this site, they can run into a page with a user dubbed Foxy Mama 21 that clearly indicates that that is Amanda Santa, even though it's not explicitly stated. So in the description of the page, it indicates that she has the mind and body of a girl half her age, but her husband ignores her and spends his time drinking in the pool and is looking for someone to satisfy her in her prime. And it also mentions that she loves yoga. And it's clearly Amanda here. Like, the description fits her perfectly. The age fits her perfectly. I'm not so sure about the photo, but it's funny how she's created a profile on this, and it is a strong indication that she quite frequently uses this website in game, which once again kind of indicates the fact that their relationship isn't so great. All right, now the last thing regarding Amanda is, if she had listened to her mother, then she wouldn't have probably even met or gotten with Michael at all. So during an activity with Michael, Amanda will actually mention to him that her mother was right about him. So her mother, Amanda's mom, was saying that Michael is a bad person and that you shouldn't be with him, you shouldn't be together, you shouldn't have a relationship. And Michael actually responds by saying that it was Amanda's mother's fault that she was on stage at a strip joint and was a manipulative pimp. So Michael actually just called Amanda's mom a pimp and said it was her fault that she had to become a stripper and a prostitute at the start of the game. So that's that regarding Amanda Santa and some things you might not have known. Let's move on to another significant female character, which is Molly Schultz. Now, we know Molly Schultz is Devin Weston's lawyer in game. She's also the senior vice president to his businesses, but there's also some pretty interesting background on her as well, and some things you might not have known. So she graduated from Vespucci University with a degree in law and miscellaneous and corporate rating. Now, she also worked for a bunch of other companies before Devin Weston, including Globe Oil and Redwood cigarettes, where she successfully overturned 26 class action lawsuits linking tobacco to lung cancer. So that's obviously a parody of like how people think cigarettes are today. Obviously smoking's not good for you, so don't do that. But it's funny how she worked for the cigarette company and was able to overturn all those lawsuits. So she's clearly very successful. And then she ended up working for Devin Weston in 2009, which is 4 years before the events of GTA 5. So when you meet Molly, she's been working for Devin Weston for about 4 years. Now, one thing you might know about Molly, and it's kind of implied throughout the game, is that she is in love with Devin Weston. There's several parts in the game where she'll kind of mention that she really is infatuated with him. However, what you might not know is that on Devin Weston's Life Invader page, Molly Schultz actually invites Devin to spend the night at her house. Now, Weston doesn't respond to this, and he doesn't reciprocate the same feelings, and even Franklin tells Molly that he won't fall in love with her no matter how hard she tries. So that's kind of interesting. Molly even wrote that on Devin Weston's Life Invader page, which I thought was extremely interesting. That was kind of a really funny attempt right there. Now, one other interesting thing about her regards her phone number. So if the player dials her phone number after the mission I Fought the Law, instead of calling her, they'll be directed to another GTA character's voicemail, Cletus Ewing. So I don't know if that's a glitch or if that implies that, that's now Cletus's number. I have absolutely no idea. It seems as if that's just a simple glitch because obviously after some missions, you won't end up needing Molly because she dies in the game. But I just thought that was really interesting. I'm not sure why that actually is the case. Let's move on to Tracy DeSanta now. We obviously know that she is the daughter of Michael and Amanda DeSanta in game. That should be pretty self-explanatory. However, there's a lot of interesting things that I didn't even know about Tracy, and it's just so weird. So, there's a mission in game called Fame or Shame. It's the one where Michael meets Trevor. They have to rescue her from the show. So if the player calls Trevor after the mission Fame or Shame, her voicemail message will refer to herself as Tracy Sucks with 3 X's and mention that she works as now a phone sex service via a webcam. So the name Sucks is possibly a reference to another character in the GTA series, which is GTA Vice City. There was a girl in there named Candy Sucks. So I'm guessing that is a pretty cool Vice City reference right there, which I think is pretty interesting. Now that message will only play between the missions Fame or Shame and reuniting the family. So that kind of occurs during that period where Michael gets kicked out of the house and whatnot. So that's very interesting right there. So if the player is using Michael and Tracy as at home, they can actually witness some pretty interesting activities. One time, Tracy will stumble in drunk, saying that she has the best father in the world. She can also be seen dancing in front of the TV, doing a dance routine, and beating herself up if she misses and starting over. So if you actually just kind of stumble around the house as Michael, you'll see her doing some very weird things, including one of those things which is sunbathing. So that's not weird at all. They have a pool in their backyard. However, if you are playing as Franklin or Trevor and you enter the DeSanta household while Tracy is sunbathing, Michael will actually text the player in game saying, "Is that you acting creepy outside my house?" So I thought that was a very funny reference right there. And there's even a funnier one if you are Trevor or Franklin and you steal Tracy's car, which is that weenie Issy. Michael will send you a text saying, "My daughter's car, ? You're a dick." So I think that's very funny right there, and just some cool references to what other players can be seen interacting with this Tracy. One other thing that's very interesting about Tracy is she's one of the only characters in the game to be able to mention the protagonist's special ability, as she indirectly mentions Michael's during the mission's Daddy's Little Girl when she yells as people are chasing her, sometimes saying, "My dad never misses." So this is referring to the fact that Michael's special ability obviously helps him with weapon accuracy. So that's pretty cool right there. We know Lamar has mentioned Franklin's special ability in the past as well, and it's pretty cool that Tracy is able to mention Michael's in-game also. Now, the only other thing you might not know about Tracy is it looks like she's a smoker. So if the bathroom is locked in Michael's house, using a tall vehicle to see into the bathroom window from outside will actually actually revealed that she smokes cigarettes. So I don't know if you know that. I don't really think that's important or anything like that, but I still think that it's interesting that they try to hide that from you. But if you get around it, like going on a tall vehicle, you can actually see that. All right, and the last character we're going to be looking at today is Patricia Madraza. So there isn't a whole lot known about her. We know that she was born in Mexico in 1956, moved to the United States at an unknown point in time, and in 1983 married Martin Madraza. And we know their marriage isn't really great. I believe he's cheating on him with some like Russian woman that lives in Vinewood Hills. So it's not a great relationship to say the least. And one of the more interesting things about Patricia is that in the beta of Grand Theft Auto, she was originally supposed to be captured by Trevor and Michael during a mission called the Sharmuta job. So in this mission, it was basically Michael and Trevor's job in order to steal her, a prized horse, and a safe out of Martin Madraza's house. Now, they could do this via three ways: a night stealth option, a high impact option, or a clown day stealth option. So I've done videos on the Sharmuta job itself and what that was actually supposed to be about, but that was one of the ways in which you were supposed to capture Patricia Madraza instead of doing it the way that it was done in the campaign. But anyways, that's all the information that I have for you guys today regarding some of the more prominent female characters, the wives, women, and significant others in Grand Theft Auto 5, and some of the more secret and interesting things you might not have known about each one of these characters. If you did go on to enjoy the video though, or learned a thing or two, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.